Hi, I'm Megan. Welcome to today's live reading of Almost and Forever by Angela K. Parker, presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Join me. Chapter 1. Hope. I paused, staring across the fountain through tiny tendrils of sprouted water as two shaded figures appeared. A man and a woman hold hands as their profile faces each other. I can't make out their expressions, but I imagine they're happy given their closeness. I wonder how old they are. Are they married and in love with children? Are they still in the honeymoon phase or seasoned tourists passing through? I wonder what it would feel like to be in love with someone just once. I'm 28 years old and I've never felt love the way it should be felt. My current relationship is mediocre at best. Patrick is a nice guy, but I feel something is missing. There's no spark, no oomph. Since we met 3 months ago, I've tried to love him, but a strong like is all I could muster. I came here tonight for clarity. I came here to try and find a way to move on without hurting him. Lately, my focus has been elsewhere, and it's unfair of me to string him along if I don't see a future with him. Mama always told me it's better to give than receive, and I took her message to heart. So everything and everyone else came first, mainly my family, friends, Patrick. But it's time I look out for myself. I love my life. I'm grateful. Things could be a lot worse. I could be retired from this world altogether, but still, I want someone to share it with, someone I can fall in love with who loves me just as much. I look away from the couple, scanning my surroundings. The square is full, but not overcrowded, considering it's New Year's Eve. Lights glitter from the four corner trees and buildings, casting a faint glow on the fountain. It's almost time. A cheerful voice to my left draws my attention. My best friend Melinda and her husband Joe stand beside me in a snug embrace. Yeah, I offer a small smile, admiring their connection. They've been married for 8 months and still as flirtatious as the day they met. I'm apologizing in advance, Joe says, pulling Mel as close as possible. Excuse the PDA. I grin, returning to the fountain where Joe starts to nibble on Mel's ear. They're adorable. Patrick is stuck at work until 2 a.m., and I can't say that I'm disappointed. We don't live together, but had planned to spend tonight together until he agreed to stay overtime at work. I pulled the zipper on my jacket up to my neck to stave off the sudden cool breeze, my body shivering a little as it passes. I breathed in through my nose, and as my phone buzzed in my pocket, dipping my hands inside, I pull the phone free and stare at my mom's photo on the screen for 3 seconds before answering. Hey, Mom, I said, trying to sound cheerful. Hey, little love, are you somewhere safe? She asked sincerely. I smile, stepping away from my friends a few feet. I sit on the stone bench outlining the fountain. Since I moved away from home, Mom has called me every year on this day for the past 4 years at the same time and asked the same question. I know she worries, but she doesn't have to. Yes, I'm safe. Same place as always. You know, I worry about you out there on the streets, all alone, Mom sighs. A small giggle escapes me. Mom, I'm not in the streets. I'm at the square, perfectly safe, police everywhere. And I'm headed home right after. Don't worry, Mel will shout it to the world if anything happens, I said, chuckling. Mel and Joe live next door to me. We look out for each other. They do most of the looking out, though. Yeah, she will. Mom agrees with a small grin. Well, I'm gonna let you go. The ball drops in 2 minutes. Then I'm in dreamland. Happy New Year, baby girl. My heart warms at the endearment. Happy New Year, Mom. I love you. Tell Dad I love him too. Sure will. We love you. We end the call and I stand, turning my attention back to the fountain. Someone yells, 30 seconds. The water climbs higher and the lights seem to glow brighter inside the fountain as the seconds tick down. I pull the luck charm from my pocket, replacing it with my phone. Maybe a quarter will do the trick. I smile at the thought as voices count down around me. On the count of one, the silver coin leaves my hand. I close my eyes and make a wish, hearing a faint plop over the steady stream of the huge fountain in front of me. I stood there with my eyes shut for a few seconds longer than the last time I was here. This fountain has proven to be useless, except on every occasion I deem special, my birthday and New Year's Eve. I return, usually tossing a penny into the mix of all the other lost wishes. I refuse to give up hope that my wish will come true one day. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it will never happen. It means not yet. What did you wish for? I startled slightly, opening my eyes and turning my head toward the deep voice to my right. I squint my eyes at the man, then the fountain, and return to him again. It can't be that easy. It's never been that easy. Huh? I asked, wondering if this year might be my year. Your wish. What did you wish for? The man asks. I studied him for a moment, checking him out without checking him out. His nails are manicured, his ring finger is bare, so that's promising. He's a little taller than me, but slim but full. Looks like he's fresh out of the office after a long day. Black trousers adorn his legs. The cashmere top coat hides everything else, keeping my imagination in check. If I tell you, it won't come true. I smiled innocently, and he smiled back at me. His smile is calming and full of hope. You believe that? His eyes remain on me, forehead wrinkling a tad. I've heard many voices, but this man has the kind of voice I wouldn't mind occupying my ear space. You don't? I countered, holding a stare. He didn't answer, so I continue. Did you make a wish? I did. What did you wish for? I angle my body toward him, with my cold hand at my side. He chuckles, lifting a brow. If I tell you, it won't come true. So you do believe? He shrugs. I'd rather not jinx it tonight, or shall I say this morning? Sounds serious, I surmise, facing him fully. Oh, it's pretty serious, he says, pulling a small black box from his pocket. He opens it and I lean forward to get a better look. Wow, I glance at him and back at the ring. It's beautiful. You think so? He brushes a finger over the diamond ring aside, and I imagine for a moment it was meant for me. I stand upright again. It's perfect, and if you're half as nice as that ring, she's one lucky woman. I cleared my throat at the unexpected burn of my words and the tinge of guilt in my gut. I shouldn't want to be someone else. Excitement and disappointment hit me at once. I'm happy because he seems happy, but I feel conflicted because I thought maybe he was the one. He can't possibly be my one if he's pining for someone else. He's also a perfect stranger who doesn't know me from a can of paint. No names were exchanged, no time was spent, only careful eye contact and generic conversation. I stuffed my hands into my pocket, continuing to stare. So where's the lucky one? I asked. He glanced over his shoulder and back, and then put the box away. She needed to drain her bladder, he replies, jutting his head toward the porta potties behind us. Oh, I frown a little, and he laughs in return. Not a fan of public relief, I see. I suppose it's okay if absolutely necessary. I unconsciously frown again. And you? Are you here alone? He asks, changing the subject. I look over my shoulder, noticing Mel and Joe locking lips without shame. My eyes return to the guy before me. I'm here with them, I said, blushing. Patrick would never be so affectionate with me in public. Interesting. So no guy to ring in the new year? He asked boldly. No, I mean, yes, I stutter. He's working, I explained like it's any of his business. Though I suppose he could say the same of me asking about a special someone. He swallows hard as if he wants to know more. I feel like He pauses, tilting his head a little to his right, with his eyes still watching me curiously. I want him to finish that sentence, but something inside me feels like he was right to stop. Forgive my manners, he says instead. Babe. A sickeningly sweet voice cuts in as a woman comes into view at his side. She wraps one arm around his back and places a hand on his chest. Her smile outshines the darkness as she gazes at him. The woman is almost as tall as the guy, with a slender frame and 2 high heels. A calf-length tan coat tied at the waist is wrapped around her. A side part splits her shoulder-length bob on either side of her head. Her perfectly manicured fingernails tease his chest. The woman's head turned towards me, eyes soft and unaccusing. Oh, she says, did I interrupt something? Her eyes returned to the guy. No, he answered, wrapping his arms around her back and pressing his lips to the side of her head. He looks into her eyes, matching her smile. They seem happy, and she doesn't appear to have a jealous bone in her body. Her presence is warm. Watching them together feels awkward, like I'm encroaching in their private time. So I turn back towards the fountain and close my eyes momentarily. We should get going, I hear the woman say. Yeah, it's past your bedtime, the guy responds. I open my eyes and glance in the direction, hoping they don't notice, but my eyes meet his. I smile and quickly look away, clearing my throat. I see them turn from the corner of my eye, but the guy stops and looks back, gaining my attention once again. Thanks, Hope, he said, staring at me. It was nice meeting you. The couple smiles at me, then disappears into the crowd.